Okay, good evening, everybody. Today, we will learn first the whatever the things we have learned, and accordingly, Pushpita will give you some of the question and you try to answer. And the second one will be the safety leadership style. So now I am requesting Pushpita to start the class.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we again will be having a reflective journal class. The material for today's reflective journal, that is Reflective Journal 8, has already been uploaded in the Google Classroom. Can you please check if you can access that? I will be sending the same in the chat as well. Just give me some time.
Share it to chat, ma'am. Not able to open from the classroom.
Okay, all right.
Hi, Pushpita, please tell what the students will do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just give me a minute, sir. আমি ডকুমেন্টটা পাঠাচ্ছি।
ওটা তো ক্লাসরুমে আছে।
হ্যাঁ, sir, but অনেকেরা they have mentioned that they cannot access the file at times from classroom. যেহেতু এই কোম্পানি ল্যাপটপ and all.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
হ্যাঁ, তো আমি
এটাকে ডাউনলোড করে তো এতে পাঠিয়ে দেওয়া যায় ইয়েতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
But I have sent it.
স্যার কোথায়?
পাঠিয়ে দিলাম তো।
স্যার কোথায় পাঠালেন বলুন তো? আসেনি তো কোথাও।
এই যে আমি এক্ষুনি পাঠালাম, কোথায় পাঠালাম দাঁড়াও দেখছি।
ওকে।
সেফটি লাইফস্টাইল বলে যেটা আছে ইয়েতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে।
না স্যার, সেফটি লাইফস্টাইল স্যার হবে না স্যার।
না, ওই অ্যাপ্লাইড স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স ইন সেফটি।
হ্যাঁ, অ্যাপ্লাইড স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স সেফটিতে কোনো এখন আসেনি কিছু স্যার।
এবার দেখো তো গেছে কিনা।
হ্যাঁ, এসছে।
এটা তো হয়ে গেল।
You will find the same document has been shared in the Google Classroom in the WhatsApp group as well. Can you please check if you can access it now?
হ্যালো পৃথ্বীশ, দেখা যাচ্ছে?
I have also shared it in the chat. Participants, please let me know if it is being able to access.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is accessible to me.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Pritish sir. So, like every time, our topic for today's reflective journal is based on preparing for applied safety practice. So, it focuses on practical management and how certain things can be handled. Like all reflective journals, I will request you to kindly fill this up. Take your time till 7:45, and after that we can discuss the points of this reflective journal. I would request everyone to please try and finish it on time by 7:45 so that after 8 o'clock, Sir can continue with his topic. Now, I suppose you can start with the reflective journal. If you have any kind of issue, please let me know.
Hello. Asmita madam, are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I joined
Yes.
late. So whether we have to do the reflective journal which was posted on WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Ujjwal sir.
Please.
Okay, okay. So what is the timing?
7:45.
Okay, fine.
5 more minutes to go, everybody. I hope you're nearing the end of the reflective journal.
Smita, I am not able to upload it on the classroom.
Okay. Ujjwal sir, you can upload it in the comment section.
Okay.
Okay. Has everyone completed? Shall we start a discussion? Can I get a response?
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Okay. So the first question, after completing the reflective journal, is that what do you think is the biggest gap between the theory and real world safety practice? What is the gap and why do they arise? Anyone can speak up. Do you want me to rephrase the question?
Yes, ma'am. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, I'm saying that after completing the reflective journal, what do you think is the biggest gap between real world safety practices and the theory that we learn? And why do you think this gap is arising?
Ma'am, theory tells
It does.
us,
Yes, please go ahead.
yeah, the theory part tells us about our knowledge about safety practices, whatever we have learned. But in the practical field, we have to deal with both worker and management. In case of workers, expectation communication skills is different. In case of management, work communications part is different. Expectations is different, and s- s- safety culture varies in different groups. So in the practical field, uh, what is the need based means what the leadership's commitment is. Based on that, the applications part varies. So in the while the practical part, we need to be more in touch as a human connect need to be there. uh, uh, and then that need to convince the management. So that's time different skills are required, knowledge as a part, and also for the practical part. uh, Many things are required to convince management, as well as communications and motivations, and improving the safety culture for worker as well. So in the practical field, that is the gap sometimes happen.
Okay, so basically, Pritisa, what you are saying is that the gap is because in the real world environment, we have to deal with human factors as well as organizational factors, which both itself are complex and dynamic, right? So it can have a little bit about human behavior versus resistance that humans put forward to comply with rules and regulations. Then there can be some sort of an unpredictable situation or maybe conflicting priorities like safety, prioritizing safety or prioritizing productivity. So, in short, I would say that theory must be adapted rather than directly applied, which will again require a human contextual judgment, which I think, Prithvi sir, you have tried to put forward in your answer. Right. Is there anybody else who would like to contribute anything to this, or shall I move on to the next?
Ujjwal this side, I think it also depend upon the skill of a person who is implementing safety on the ground. how we are translating
Absolutely.
the theoretical knowledge into the real world situation. It's a skill. So I think
Mm-hmm.
competency also has a role to play in this case. And in many cases, we have to do the we have to understand the practical scenario, and we have to apply the theory in a more practical way. Sometimes it happens, something is written in the law or something is written in the theory, but some safety personnel or some people who is looking after the safety at site is strictly thinking about that this thing has to be happened because it is written. But how it is practical and how we can implement it in the real world scenario, it's important. That's all about the skill. And also, second thing is the communication, how we are communicating with the management and with the worker. That's also important. Suppose if we are, communicating with the management, we have to be more data specific, and we have to be, provide them, real type of situation where the incident can happen uh, with the backup of that data so that they can understand. And in terms of communication to the worker, we have to use the simple language so that they can understand, you know, the complicated theory in the easy terms, and they can implement it at the site.
Right. Thank you, Ujjwal sir. So you have added on to what Pritish sir had talked about communication, and you have also mentioned skills, which bring me to my next question: that what skills are most critical for applying safety practice? Like among technical, analytical, interpersonal skills, which of them do you think is most important? Anyone?
Technical part, I think in the implementation part, communication and interpersonal skills does matter more. Uh, so,
Okay. Okay.
as far as safety implementation part is concerned, we need to be more human centric because we are here to protect the people. So that feeling need to be there, and we need to communicate and make the people understand that it is required. So as Ujjwal was telling, different communications method for different groups, that skill is required, like management for data centric and that cost effective analysis study to make them understand the need and legal related importance. And well, to the workers, more human centric and human touch need to be there in the communications part. So that we can connect with them, and in the practical field we can understand based on the situation and can apply. So that dealing the human part is most important. Always data is there, analyzing data skill, the and theoretical knowledge is also important, so that decisions and related to management related decisions and communications that we can do at the right time.
Okay, okay. Thank you again, Pritish sir. Now, what I can understand from Ujjwal sir's response as well as from your response, you have been talking about data, about technical analysis. So, what should a safety professional do, or how should they respond in case of an uncertainty? When suppose the data is incomplete, or a data cannot reveal a pattern or a trend. So, how can decisions be made in these situations?
Uh, I think in that case, the real real decision cannot be made uh, by using the incomplete data, because it will reveal the false pattern or something else. which may not be applicable at our plant or sites. So I think we should correct or clean our data if it is possible. If there is a chance to correct the error in the data in a given set of data, then we can do that. Otherwise, we have to focus on the more unbiased and more clean reporting and real time reporting of the data so that we can analyze it. Otherwise, we can't do with that data which is incomplete or with errors.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ujjwal sir. Is there anybody else who would like to add to this?
If the data is not available, real
Yes.
data is available, then we can do the as per the risk management system, as per the risk analysis,
Uh-huh.
hazard profile,
Mm-hmm.
current environment, current industry benchmarks. As we are working on the power plant industry, so we can benchmark with others. Right now, the one incident happened in the Vedanta. So one big fire incident
Yes.
happened. So we can benchmark with the industry, and we should do the again risk assessments, job safety analysis, and other risk mitigation techniques if the data is not available. And with current best practices, we can implement those things in our plants for safer environment.
Okay. So let me just summarize it. Akash sir has mentioned applying risk assessment principles. Ujjwal sir has mentioned that use the available data cautiously or take precautionary actions when necessary. Anything else? Anybody would like to add?
If data is not reliable, then we need to use our personal experience and interactions, through interactions or experience or any through theory. We can apply whatever is required, but we cannot just sit and wait based on that. We have to take decisions, and accordingly things will go. So for that, we need to use our personal experience and expertise decisions to take the correct steps accordingly.
Okay, so Prithvish sir is also adding about previous experiences. One more thing that I would like to add over here is that we considered sometimes the worst possible scenario. Like what is the worst, absolute worst that can happen, and accordingly, we take steps to mitigate the issues that are existing. Okay, so with that, I'll just summarize one last time. Uncertainty is obviously there in certain situations, but however, in safety practice, one could use available data cautiously and take precautionary action wherever is necessary, can also apply risk assessment principles, can also rely on previous experiences and previous techniques that have worked in favor. Along with that, they should always consider the worst case scenarios. So, effective safety practice involves not only managing uncertainty, it I'll just rephrase that. Effective safety practices involves managing uncertainty and not completely eliminating it. So we have to take uncertainty into account while we are planning for the future. Okay. And one last question I would like to add is that what makes a safety decision good? Like, how do we evaluate whether a safety decision that has been made is effective or not?
It is also based on the data. If we need to check the safety implementation effective or not, we have to check last 3 financial year safety performance and current safety performance. And if the performance is good, then it is that we are doing well. And
How would you evaluate if the performance is good or not? Like,
evaluation is
what are the parameters that you would be
parameters
considering?
is parameter is like in last 3 financial year, the severity rate is or frequency rate is 0.21. But this financial year, no LTI happened. Zero frequency rate and severity rate. So like
Okay.
that, we can conclude that last 3 financial year, the severity rate is high. But this financial year, no LTI happened. So this year is good. So whatever we are doing, it's effective. And also we can take the feedback of the all stakeholders. Like
Absolutely.
feedback sessions, audit, third-party audit. So many techniques we can apply to check the effectiveness of the safety implementation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Akash sir. Anything else anybody would like to add?
It's what we are trying to achieve means that if we have achieved or not the outcome of the decision. If we are able to achieve it, and that is important, is ethically, then yes, that should be the evaluation criteria. That the outcome that we achieved is
Okay.
could achieve, and based on the ethical decisions that we took, if it is there, then it's perfectly right.
So I'll just summarize one more time. A good safety decision actually helps us in understanding whether it reduces risk or not, whether if it's ethically sound, or whether if it's practical and implementable, and is always usually evidence based. Right. So good decisions are not always judged by outcomes, but it is judged based on certain data patterns that we have, and along with the evidences, along with the individuals who are involved or are affected by that particular decision. If it improves their lifestyle, then it might have helped them in some way. Or if it is causing a more burden, then we need to go back and check on the decision that has been made previously. Okay. With that, does anybody else have any question? I think with that, we have completed our 8th reflective journal. And now I think Dr. Roy sir can take over after this, if there are no more questions. Sir?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Smita.
Thank you, sir.
Nicely, you have completed the reflective journal issue. So now we will learn something about Rabindic psychotherapy-based consciousness topography and the leadership style. So, for your understanding, I am presenting the topography of consciousness. Oh, Ushmita, please you make me host. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Ushmita, please you make me host.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Okay. I think this picture is clear to all of you. This is the logo of our trust. And what is there in this logo? This logo includes three layers of consciousness. Okay. That is the first layer. This is gray. It is the color is gray. So this layer is called the Murta layer. Next layer is the Rag layer. It means it is filled with emotion and behavioral aspect. And the next layer, that is the Saraswat layer. It means meaningfulness and harmony. So, if we can follow this consciousness layer, okay, then we can understand what will be the consciousness topography among the workers. There are some workers they follow the rules and they prefer that type of style. But they do not understand the underlying reason of the rules. That means their level of understanding is surface oriented. And since they do not have the knowledge about the meaning of specific rules, so they are not able to develop any emotion or any attachment with the rules. They are guided by their sensation, perception, but not by the meaning of rules. And there are other categories of people. They are accepting rule, but not always. Because sometimes they are thinking that I cannot follow all the rules. And sometimes they feel they are enough to follow the safety rules and regulations. So they are giving importance on their emotion. So these people, they prefer to lie on the rag layer of consciousness. And they do not identify themselves with the safety rules and regulations. And this layer, they are highly committed to the safety rules because they understand the meaning, they understand the logic. and they identify themselves with the rules. Another important issue is during acceptance of rules, individual find some error. Therefore, we have to train the workers in such a manner so that we can control the error factors. So it is written, Tamosho ma jyotir gamayo. It means any sort of response includes truth or the reliability and the error. So when we will train the workers about safety system, safety rules and regulations, we have to think the individuals' own competency, own capacity to learn. Accordingly, we will design the training program. Now I am presenting you Rabindric consciousness model. If you go to the Google Classroom, you will see it. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Rai has articulated the topography of consciousness through his work in the psychological treatment of individuals experiencing distress. He observed that Rabindra Sangit, the songs composed by Rabindranath Tagore, has the unique capacity to facilitate dynamic flow across three layers of consciousness. So here, the most important part will be the dynamic flow. That means there is a flow within Murto layer and between the layers. That means from Murto to Rag, Rag to Saraswat, like that. Murto means observable behavior. For example, whether worker is wearing the PPE or not. So that is the observable behavior. Rag means emotional experience. So the emotion will be attached with the safety rules and regulations. For example, I like company safety policy. And Saraswat, it means the meaning. I have understood the meaning of specific rule. And I am able to make the harmony between my environment as well as my own understanding about the safety. Extending this framework beyond clinical settings, Dr. Rai applied the three-layered model of consciousness to the assessment of safety lifestyle and psychological safety consciousness in industrial context. I have applied this layered consciousness model in the several plants of Tata Power. Particularly in power plants. Based on this model, he identified three broad categories of workers. Those who are predominantly Murto-centric, that is the behavior-driven, Rag-centric, emotion-driven, and Saraswat-centric, value and meaning-driven. This classification provides a deeper psychological lens for understanding safety behavior, emphasizing that sustainable safety practices emerge from the alignment of action, emotion, and consciousness. Therefore, sometimes we will see that some workers, they are very sincere, because they follow the rules strictly. So the emotional components are not attached with the behavior or the specific value or meaning related to the specific safety rules. That is not there. Safety leadership differs from safety management. Management ensures the existence of procedures. Leadership ensures their internalization. Most unsafe acts do not arise from ignorance of rules, but from fluctuations in consciousness, attention lapses, emotional disturbances, or value conflicts. The Ravindric model helps explain these fluctuations by conceptualizing consciousness as multi-layered. Okay, so here you can find out the difference between two. One side is the management, another side is the leadership. Topography of consciousness in safety context. The Ravindric framework can be interpreted through three functional layers. First one, Murto layer, is concrete behavioral consciousness. This is the observable level of action, what workers actually do on the shop floor. It includes compliance with safety rules, use of protective equipment, execution of tasks. At this level, safety leadership focuses on behavioral regulation. That is the clear instructions and standard operating procedures, monitoring and supervision, reinforcement of safe acts and correction of unsafe acts. However, focusing only on Murto leads to superficial compliance. Workers may follow rules only when observed, and violations reappear under pressure. At this level, safety leadership focuses on behavioral regulation. Beta double হয়ে গেছে। So up to this, any question? So when we are collecting the data from Tata Power, we are following this Murto, Rag, and Saraswat model. Murto is classified as the red category people, and Green is the Saraswat category people, and yellow is the Ra category of people. So this is the theoretical assumption. Therefore, sometimes some confusion arises to understand or to identify the workers loaded with the Murto layer. Second one is the Rag layer. Rag layer means emotional, motivational consciousness. This layer reflects feelings, drives, and interpersonal dynamics that influence behavior. For example, risk-taking tendencies, fear, overconfidence, stress, or fatigue, group norms, and peer influence. Unsafe behavior often originates here rather than at the Murto level. For example, a worker may knowingly bypass a rule due to time pressure or peer expectations. Safety leadership at this level involves emotional and motivational engagement. So the training will be building trust and team cohesion, addressing stress and psychological well-being, using narratives, music, or symbolic communication. For example, Rabindra Sangit, drawing, drama, painting, sculpture, that can be used for training this type of workers, encouraging intrinsic motivation towards safety. So this is the Rag layer centric workers. Okay. Now I am coming to the Saraswat layer. Saraswat layer, reflective and value consciousness. This is the highest layer involving wisdom, values, and self-regulation. Ethical commitment to safety. Please you follow the word ethical. It is the ethical commitment to safety. Not that I am forced to follow. I am forced to follow. That will be the answer of workers with Murto layer. Sense of responsibility towards self and others. Long-term orientation and holistic thinking. Okay. So this type of workers, they are loaded with Saraswat layer of thinking. At this level, safety becomes internalized as a value, not just a requirement. It is very, very important. Safety becomes internalized as a value, not just a requirement. Workers act safely, even in the absence of supervision, because safety aligns with their identity. Okay. Please follow the line. Workers act safely, even in the absence of supervision, because safety aligns with their identity. That means their self-identity that is aligned with the safety. So safety leadership here focuses on value transformation. How? By using role modeling, ethical behavior, integrating safety with organizational and personal values, encouraging reflection, dialogue, and meaning making, developing a culture where safety is seen as dignity and respect for life. Okay. So you have to follow this thing. That is, the leader should be the role model for the safety. And there will be no distance between organizational goal on safety and the individual goal on safety. Okay, so it should be integrated. And developing a culture where safety is seen as dignity and respect for life. So we can develop the safety culture. So it is not the force, outside force. It should come from within. Integration into safety leadership practice. A key limitation of traditional safety approaches is that they operate predominantly at the Murto level. The Ravindra type topography highlights that sustainable safety emerges only when all three layers are aligned. Okay, so there should be a balance among the three layers of consciousness. If the balance is broken, there is a high chance for accident. Integration into safety leadership practice. Uh, uh, Here you follow Murto without Rag. Then you will find mechanical compliance, prone to breakdown under stress. Okay. Because there is no presence of emotional or emotional attachment with the safety rules. Rag without sarashat. Emotionally driven behavior, potentially unsafe. Sarashat integration, they are stable, self-regulated safety consciousness. An effective safety leader therefore acts as a facilitator of consciousness alignment, ensures correct behavior, that is the Murta layer, shapes emotional engagement, that is the Rag layer, and cultivates value-based commitment, that is the Saraswat layer. So implications for industrial safety. First one is the assessment. Safety audit should include not only behavioral checklist, but also measures of emotional climate and value orientation. What we are doing now in Tata Power Plant. Training. Program should move beyond procedural training to include emotional awareness sessions, reflective discussions on safety values, cultural tools like music or narratives. Intervention design, behavioral interventions. So there are some theories related to the change in specific behavior. Okay. By using the principles of classical conditioning and the operant condition. Next is motivational and group-based interventions. So here you can apply, or you can, in your training, you can add two basic theories of motivation. One is the need theory given by Abraham Maslow, Professor Harchberg. Another theory is process theory given by Bloom, VROOM, Bloom theory, very powerful theory. Another one, Porter and Lollard's theory. Another one is the Bandura's model of self-efficacy. Next is value-based and meaning-centered interventions. That is the Saraswat layer. Leadership development, leaders must be trained to operate across all three layers. Observer means murto, motivator means rag, and philosopher guide means saraswat. Conclusion, integrating the Rabindric topography of consciousness into safety leadership shifts the paradigm from external control to internal transformation. You know that Rabindranath Tagore has given importance on flourishing your inner potential. Tagore has given importance on intrinsic motivation rather than extrinsic. It recognizes that safety is not only a matter of systems and supervision, but also of emotion, meaning, and consciousness. A truly effective safety leader does not merely enforce safety. He or she cultivates a state of consciousness where safety becomes a natural expression of the individual and the collective. Okay. So this is the paragraph on the Ravindric consciousness model based safety leadership style. Okay. So now I will ask you some question and you will try to answer. The first question, there are three layers in our consciousness. What are their names? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
So what are their names?
So this is Murto layer, Rag layer, and Saraswat layer.
And Saraswat layer. So what are the characteristics of Murto layer?
Murto layer are basically the observable behaviors that we can observe at the sites. Means any unsafe behaviors or forcefully they are doing something without understanding the issue, and some unsafe behaviors, high risk taking um, in tendency among the workers. related to PPs or any SOP related implementation. So that is the behavior that we observe among workmen at site. That is the Murto layer of consciousness.
Okay. So when we find, one second. We find that the worker is rock centric. Okay. Then what will be the leadership style?
If the worker is rack centric, then is emotionally attached more. And the leadership talk with them through different emotional means motivational engagement, like drama programs, through drama or cultural events or songs, like different kind of through initiatives. If they can do the awareness sessions, so they will understand better, or to among the team. So that kind of approach would be helpful.
Okay. And Shomir, can you tell, that is, if the workers is very much involved in Saraswat layer, then in which way you can intervene?
If he is into the Saraswat layer, means he is strongly attached and he's doing his duties very well. His awareness and consciousness is also good. So in that case, we have to just see that he should remain in that state and continues motivation like R&R and also the competency building initiative in terms of his functional building as well as his behavior building. So those kind of program we have to plan so that he will keep his good work and he will continue doing his good work, and also he will continuously upgrade his capabilities.
Okay. So Akash, I am giving you 3 workers. First worker is Murto centric, second worker rock centric, and third worker is Salsa centric. And now it is your function to train them some sort of safety rule. Then how you will train them?
Sir, actually, based on the scenario, every worker is in a different condition, Murtha, Saraswat, and Raga. So, like first workman, we need to more monitoring, more counseling, and the second worker is also giving needs training, motivation, and the third is keep an eye. R&R program is on, and further guiding. So, like that, we can do all these 3 workmen in different categories. Like first is more more intervention, more supervision, and more monitoring and taking feedback. Second is less, but yes, we need to keep an eye. We also take care of them. And third is just keep that momentum on and just check and monitor.
Okay. Sir, Vijay sir, are you here?
Yes, yes.
So if I give you the three workers, one worker Murto-centric, second one Rak-centric, and third one is the Sarasha-centric. Then how you will train them? What will be your intervention strategy?
I can use the Saraswat people to train this red and yellow, Murto and Rag type of people, because since they are in a group working together, they know each other much better and understand each other better, and know the intricacies where they default. So day-to-day interaction. So he can act as a coach for the other two.
Okay. Among these three, which worker is supposed to be sufferer of psychological stress?
Rag people will suffer better, more because they are more emotionally sensitive.
Nice. That means Ravindric consciousness topography model provides us the knowledge about how we can control the training budget, because here trainer acts as the facilitator. Actual training is provided by the peer group. That means worker highly loaded with Saraswat level. So they will train the Rag and Murto layer centric workers. Is it clear to all of you? Or any question? Okay, that means everybody has understood. Ujjwal, do you want to add something? Hello, Ujjwal. Okay, maybe his internet problem is there. Okay. Now, Pritish, you tell me at least one item that indicates the individual is very much Murto-centric.
Is reactive while discussing any safety violations related issues. Very much not not following safety rules, give justifications generally, uh, try to establish that he was doing it right, and try to give some issue, always some justifications for his unsafe act or behaviors.
No, I'm not telling the characteristics of Murto-centric worker. I am telling that is, suppose you are asked, that is to find out the worker who is very much Murto-centric, then how can you identify? By using some questionnaire item. So can you think about any particular statement or question?
Means
That
if he's bound to follow any safety rules, the reason behind it is forcefully been is forced to follow that rule. Whether he's following it of his own, he's feeling that it is required, and that's why he's following that, or it is there in the rule in the SOP, that's why he is following that. If he does not follow, then there will be a penalty. That's why he is following that. So that's kind of questionnaire will help me to understand.
Okay. Okay. Pritesh, I understand. Now, Akash, can you suggest any particular item or any particular statement? The statement should not be complex sentence, but easy to understand, to identify the individual who is Murto-centric.
It means the characteristics or the personal behavior.
So what will be the statement?
No,
For
actually,
example, without knowing the meaning of specific safety behavior or safety rule, I follow the standard procedure without understanding the meaning, like that.
okay, it means the person is bound to follow the things, but he actually don't know why he is following. Like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, Anand, can you suggest any statement for the identification of rag layer?
Actually, I won't be, sir, because I was just on another call for some time. Maybe I can pass the question. Yeah.
Okay, Shomir, can you tell any statement? Okay, tomorrow I will discuss about the design of questionnaire for understanding the Murto, Rag and Shalshatre workers. Okay. Ushmita, would you like to add something?
No, sir.
I think they have understood the three layers and how the layers
Yes,
are
sir.
acting.
I think, sir, it was very well explained.
Okay. Okay, so tomorrow I will discuss about the questionnaire design.
Sir, tomorrow I think we have an external faculty.
Oh, acha. Sorry. Who will come?
I think Bijay ma'am.
Acha, whether the professor gave any assurance that he will take the class? No, no.
Sir, I have received the invitation mail that was CC'd to me. I have not received any response.
Okay. So if external faculty will be available, then it is fine. If not, then I will teach.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night, sir.
night. Thank you,
Good
sir.
night. Good night. Good night.
Good night, sir.